I'm Genevieve Artadi, and these are Records in My Life.
Hi Genevieve, how are you?
Hi.
How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Good, thanks. How's your Monday? It's like Easter holidays, I think, or something, right?
Is it? Oh my gosh, I should know that.
I
I'm a
don't know
bad.
that. Thank you so much for being on record, taking the time for being on records in my life. I really appreciate it. And congratulations on your new record. It just dropped last Another Leap, which you must be quite excited. It just dropped. Can you tell us a bit about it and who you collaborated on it and all those exciting details?
It's such a relief to get this record out. I was called as composer in residence by a big band called Norrbotten Big Band in Sweden, and they're in Luleå, which is really, really north. And I had worked with them a couple of times with Knower and with Lewis. And it was just really fun. And they asked me to write basically a concert that would I would go and rehearse with them several times, like three times throughout the year. And then on the last round, we would rehearse and then do a few shows. So that was in 2019, and um, we finished a version of the record because it's a live album. But then there was COVID, and then we did sort of like a reunion tour in 2022 where Lewis played drums and also just the performances were more confident. So we decided to mix in both of the two or three different concerts from the two different years. But then just things got so busy. I was working on another, we were just working on several different albums, Nowhere stuff, another solo album of mine. And then Lewis got sick. So there was just so many factors that led to it taking a long time to get out. And just finally it being out feels really good.
Did you pre-record the whole score prior? I know they approached you to record something, or did you write the whole thing, or did you guys kind of collaborate a lot on what was coming together, like before the record was together in person?
I thought it was going to be more collaborative. I thought that I was going to bring in some ideas and then be like, "What do you think?" And but it just Joakim Milder, the director, was like, "Ready, go!" And then I just had to go. So I would write maybe two or three songs per round or arrangements per round, and then we would test them out. And I would go back to the hotel and just stay up all night. And they had a espresso machine in the lobby, so I would just be like downing espressos, trying to stay awake and rearrange everything. And yeah, it came together that way.
You mentioned his name. I'm Lewis Cole. I was going to ask you about him because we've had him on the show. Lovely guy, and I've seen him live completely. I was completely blown away by
Woo!
from a show.
That's awesome.
Were you playing? I know you play with him sometimes, right? In his regular orchestra. Were you playing with him at Treefort in Boise at Treefort Hall?
I think I was. I was. Yeah.
That
Because
was
I
a
remember he like was snatched away and then came back.
What's your favorite? What do you have a favorite Lewis Cole record, or maybe one that you guys collaborated on together through Knower or?
Wow, that's a hard one. I find like the way I feel about Lewis's music is kind of similar to how I feel about, in just this one sense, to the Beatles, which is that it's hard to pick one favorite record, and it just depends on my mood.
Hmm.
But like the really emotional music of his, like on his second album or just the ballads and stuff, those are songs that I have a hard time opening up because they really do make me kind of teary and they hit really hard. But like if I want to hear something really energetic, I might put on the Quality Over Opinion record and kind of like there was a period I was jump roping to the shuffle rock one. Which one? Dead Inside Shuffle.
Favorite female jazz vocalist, favorite record.
I guess Nancy Wilson, Cannonball Adderley. But I mean, that's really hard. I really also love Sarah Vaughan so much. Um, I would listen to the Live at Mr. Kelly's thing, Ella Fitzgerald. I don't know, it's hard to say one, but I'll just say that.
Am I correct in saying I found that Another Leaf has some serious soundtrack vibes? And if my research is correct, I think you've directed some videos as well. So you're do you have a favorite soundtrack? Being a filmmaker and making
Well,
soundtracky music.
I don't take myself seriously as a filmmaker just because I'm doing it out of necessity. But I and for fun. But I guess like let me see, film score that I like. I like I like Psycho, Bernard Herrmann. I also like Assault on Precinct 13, John Carpenter. Dun, da, 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 dun.
It's scary music. It's really like edgy. Yeah.
I like kind of
Yeah.
spooky stuff, but has a sense of humor about it too.
Favorite Canadian, we're a Canadian show. I'm going to put you on the spot here. Favorite Canadian record.
Wow, cool. I actually have some.
Oh,
Um,
cool.
I somehow am friends with a few Canadian artists that are just incredible. So I'm gonna have to say right now, I'll just say she's originally from Colombia, but she is in Toronto now. But Chiquita Magic Fantasy is knocking my socks off.
Fantastic. I don't know that one. That's why I love about talking to artists and discovering new records because that's what the show is all about. I thank you for that one. Your earlier band had your earlier music we had a bit more of inspiration of kind of like the Bristol kind of UK electronic sound, like Massive Attack and get Tricky and give us a couple of your favorite records from that era because that was a pretty neat kind of innovative, creative period.
Wow, cool. Yeah, I used to get ready for school listening to Massive Attack Mezzanine. I think that's the name of the record, the black and white cover, I
Yeah.
think. And then Portishead Dummy was a biggie.
You're on a road trip and this is a bit of a problem. Your tape deck, or they don't have tape decks anymore, but your sound system in your tour van or bus breaks down and it's stuck on one record. If you had the choice, what record would you have to listen to for 300 miles?
Lately, well, I've been going on like little road trips, and one that's nice to bring up for road trips is Led Zeppelin Houses of the Holy.
There's one from left field. Cool, cool. Thank you so much for being on. Your answers are quick and you know them like right away. It's amazing. You're well prepared. That's great.
Yeah, I had to prepare because usually when people ask me, I'm like, I don't really remember anything. So I'm like, well, let me just take a moment to think about
Well, I'm
some
glad we can have
topics.
some surprise of element and we're not that predictable, which is, people want to see, people want to watch the same thing all the time. On
Yeah,
to the speed round. Thanks very much. Weed, wine, or water for writing or listening to your favorite record?
water. What music is kind of the drug.
Good answer. Coffee with an artist, alive or dead.
Oh no, I know I
Hmm.
have some I guess like right now I will Eartha Kitt.
She was quite the Renaissance woman.
Yeah. I would like to hang out with Sarah Vaughan for sure. She seemed really cool.
Record of your generation, record of your high school years, your generation.
High school years generation. Bjork homogenic.
Words of wisdom for your audience and our fans.
Uh, be as kind as you can.
That's nice. That's a good one. The show is really nothing without you. So please like or subscribe or check out our Patreon. And this year we've switched it up and you can win a record just for leaving a comment. Thank you again and we love you. Peace.